China, though, I do want to spend 2 seconds on. China's slowing. Their growth is the slowest rate that they've had since they've entered the WTO at 4.9%. Their economy is the second largest economy in the world. China, though, has gone on a massive debt expansion. They've been growing their debt by 55% the last 6 years. My view is they probably haven't had much of any growth the last 6 years without all this debt. China is now one of the most indebted countries in the world. Here's a big problem China has. China has absolutely horrible demographic trends. Their current birth rate is 1.2 children per couple. You typically need 2.2 just to keep your population at parity. So their population is shrinking. And what the other problem is, if you look at this, the age from 15 to 64 versus 65 plus, where is the population growing the most? 65 plus. Where is it shrinking the most? The younger people. They have very, very big problems, demographic problems. Here's another issue, urban versus rural population composition. China benefited massively as people were coming out of the rural areas going into their urban cities and building these big buildings and condo towers and factories and all the rest. Really helped fuel a lot of their expansion. Now you have about 900 million people that are living in their urban setting, and rural is 510. You're probably at kind of that level where it's not going to change that much more going forward. So you sucked in a lot of that growth that happened by building these big urban centers as all these people were coming off the farms. So the question is the bankruptcy of their biggest property company, as some people say, is this the next Lehman Brothers? Evergrande's default. Is it a black swan event? Because what you can see here by the graphs is that property values have fallen, depending on the index, by 36%, the lowest one's only 10%. Problem is, real estate comprises 30% of China's GDP. Comprises 70% of all their citizens' savings. You know, the way people save money in China is own multiple different condos, even if nobody's living in them. Their real estate market is valued at $55 trillion, 4 times their GDP. By comparison, just so you understand that, the U.S.'s real estate market is valued only at twice our GDP. This is all very reminiscent of what happened to Japan in the late 80s, early 90s. So does their property market collapse spill over into a black swan event that starts affecting the entire globe?